Ciao, I'm Marianne Esposito.
And I'm Patty Bongiovanni.
Today we're here in the Piedmont and we're making classic cannelloni.
It's beautiful.
Ciao, I'm Marianne Esposito. Welcome to the Piedmont. This is a treasure. Okay, so we have them.
See how easy this is? Isn't this beautiful? It's really a classic. Gorgeous. Looks like a painting. This is so dramatic. I keep telling you, I'm a one-pot girl. Beautiful.
You're gonna love it.
I'm glad someone listens to me.
I do.
All right. Go ahead. Isn't this gorgeous? Really different. I always say it has to sway like a grass skirt. You know why? What can I say? It's magnifico. Looks good already, doesn't it? It's so ethereal. I just love working with it. And guess what? That's hot. Phew, that's a workout.
Ciao!
Funding for Ciao Italia was made possible by
Filippo Berio knew that if he could please the world's most demanding palates, he could also win their hearts. Inspiring food lovers. Filippo Berio, the first and last name in olive oil.
Behind every bite, centuries of tradition. Authentic European foods earn their marks of distinction.
What goes into King Arthur flour can't be measured in a single cup. Thousands of recipes, plus products, and other baking resources are at kingarthurflour.com.
When you travel to the Piedmont region of Italy, it's like traveling back in time to misty mountain streams, deep valleys, and a way of life that puts food first, especially cheese. That's why I've come to the small town of Val Casotto, where Bepino Occelli creates artisanal cheese and butter for discriminating shoppers like you and me. Today, Patty Bongiovanni and I are getting a special guided tour of the amazing cheese cellars that hide beneath this small village.
And as you see, the caves is natural. When we need to create humidity inside the cave, there is a mountain water.
Yes?
That go down from the stone here.
Yes.
To create, as you can see, the caves are, the condition of the caves are natural. When we need to create humidity inside the cellar, mountain water go down from this stone. This is our original stone, and we use mountain water, as you can see on the floor.
Yeah.
It's wet to create humidity inside the caves. In the caves there are also natural molds, which are really important for the organoleptic development in the cheese. You see the different kind of molds. The white, so also red molds are very important for the development in taste of the cheese. You see?
Yes. Now, what kind of cheese is this?
This is Cousier.
This is Cousier.
Yes,
Okay.
Cousier is, means what there is, what is left. At the end, during the day, we produce cheeses using cow, sheep, and goat milk. And at the end of the day, according to the ancient tradition, we produce Cousier with the milk which is left.
Left over.
Yes.
Okay.
Cousier. And we have two kinds of Cousier. Cousier with sheep milk and Cousier with goat milk.
Okay.
And
What
then,
do these tags mean?
all the cheeses with the tags are the cheeses which are checked. All the analysis, tasting are done on this.
This is controllato.
Yes, exactly.
Controllato.
Because we produce according to the tradition, but at the same time we also check and grant the quality for our consumers.
Now, most of these cheeses are sold all over Italy and in the United States?
Yes, they are also available mainly in Europe, but also we have started to sell our products also in
the States.
United States.
Good. Okay.
And Bepino Occelli is not only maturation, but it is very famous and popular for his butter. Butter is our first product.
I love the butter.
We started
I love the butter.
in 1976 with this production, and it has also won many prizes all around the world as best butter of the world. And
Really?
it is really famous for the image of the cow printed by hand on the
butter.
Yes, yes. And then he started to produce because we are located in Langa, in the Langa area, in the hills. Very famous for wine, truffle, a lot of very special products. And he started to produce the typical Langa cheese, Tuma, for example, Tuma della Paia, but also Robbiola Mondovì. And he was also the first to use the truffle in his cheeses, to combine truffle and cheese. Because, you know, we are, Langa area is very famous for truffles.
Yes.
Yes, and then we added the maturation, because it's also the best place to mature our cheeses. Now Felice is choosing the best wheel for you.
So he taps the cheese for air to see if there's air in there.
Spiega perché fai così.
Sto battendo per vedere se il formaggio ha una pasta regolare e se questo formaggio ha una pasta regolare vuol dire che dentro non ha bolle d'aria ed è ottimo da gustare. E adesso lo sto tassellando.
Can I smell it?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So very special. You have the perfume and the
juice
flower of the
molto buono.
mountain pastures.
È molto buono.
This is totally edible.
Yes,
totally edible.
absolutely. Our cheeses receive any treatment. They are naturally produced and also naturally matured in these caves. And in the cave you have natural molds, which are very important for the development of cheese, for the taste of the product. So you can have exactly the perfume of the herbs and the flowers that have eaten the cows in this in the
And depending on the time of year that he's testing this cheese,
Yes.
it will smell differently.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yes. In fact, when we receive from the mountain pastures the cheeses, for example, there is a big difference from spring or summer, maybe when they are on high mountain pastures at 2,000 meters, you can count a very wide range of different herbs and flowers. For example, we counted 190 different kind of herbs and flowers. So you can have all these particular perfume and flowers, in the milk and then also in the cheese. The cheese is not is unpasteurized, it's a raw milk, so you can have really the perfume and the aroma of
the flavor.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Used in our traditional recipe as, for example, gnocchi al Castelmagno.
Yeah, Castelmagno. Because it's a good melting cheese. So it's named after where it is produced, like a lot of cheeses are.
Yes, exactly. It's a Pedeo cheese, so it has a consorzio, and it is produced according to a traditional technique. So it obtains a crumbly texture.
Beautiful.
And how do they get this pattern on the top of the
This is
wheel of
the
cheese?
sign, the mark of Castelmagno. So given from the consorzio.
Okay.
Look at that.
So this is a cheese that has like a DOP status.
Yes, a DOP cheese,
which has to be
exactly.
made in a certain place by
Yes.
certain, following certain rules, using certain kind of milk.
Exactly.
Yes.
And there is also a big difference between Castelmagno and Castelmagno d'Alpeggio. Castelmagno di Alpeggio comes from mountain pastures in the period May-October. Is a small production produced in mountain pastures at 2,000 meters altitude from May to October. So very limited production, few wheels, very, very special, with an incredible flavor from these special herbs and flowers from mountain pastures.
Deborah, thank you so much for giving us a cheese lesson. We need to go cook.
We need to go eat some of this cheese.
Arrivederci.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you so much for your visit.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm feeling like cannelloni now that we've been on this little excursion about cheese.
Oh, I love cannelloni.
So why don't we make a cannelloni that has cheese and a meat filling and spinach, and I'll show you how to do it. You've done this before?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
You will show me how to do this.
I will
It'll be
lead you
delicious.
through this.
Great.
So we want to start with a couple eggs, and these are really, look at them.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love the color of the eggs in Italy. And we need 1 yolk, so can you separate that one? Yeah. So there's 2. Yeah, the best way to separate an egg is with an egg separator. Excellent.
There you go.
All right, so 1 yolk, which we're going to put right there.
There we go.
Perfect, so we can get that, move that out of the way. So we should tell everybody that we're best pals now, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
We've been cooking, we've been eating.
I've been cooking in the castle for a week, so I really feel like I belong now.
Look at that color.
I know, it's
gorgeous.
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 So how could you not want to always cook at home if you have ingredients like this?
Oh my gosh.
So why don't you give this a little salt for me, okay? Put a little salt in. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, that's good. And we want to flavor this with a little bit of fresh nutmeg, so you put that in.
All of it? Or
Yeah,
just a
all
pinch?
of it. All of it. All right, yeah, get that a nice flavor. And you can buy nutmeg whole like that, and then you get a little grinder and grind it up.
Grind them up.
All right, so a little melted butter, about 2 tablespoons goes in.
Is that what we have here?
Yeah, we have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And this recipe from the Piedmont is French in origin because the legend goes that there was a count by the name of Barbaro. Oh, the Count Barbaro is the one who is supposed to have invented this particular recipe when he came to the Piedmont. So we need some milk, about 1 3/4 cups or 1 1/2 cups. Let's start with 1 1/2. We might need more. Put it all in.
Okay.
So we whisk all
Just all at once?
Yeah, put it all in.
Throw it all in.
Because we're making a pancake batter, really. This is what this is. So now I'm going to have you just gradually get that in for me. That's about 1 1/2 cups of flour, but don't put it all in at once. A little bit at a time. This is why you need 2 people to make cannelloni.
Well, that's more
One
fun.
to whisk.
More fun that way.
Just tap the bowl there to get it.
There we go.
And I think that this is a fabulous first course. It's a wonderful first course. And we're going to make a filling for this with some veal and some rosemary, some garlic,
it's beautiful.
spinaci. So this is perfect. You see, it's very nice and fluid.
So it's sort of ropey.
Yeah,
when you
ropey.
do that. Great.
So we're ready. We're ready to go.
Should I turn on the pan?
Yes, turn on the pan.
All right.
And you come with me because I'm going to show you how to make a cannelloni too. So you need a small pan like this, about 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches, depending on how big you want your cannelloni to be. And it's non-stick. That helps you when you're doing this. So why don't we put a little bit of olive oil?
Bit?
Yeah, a little extra virgin olive oil. Okay, that's enough. Just to grease the base of the pan. And then as you're making these, you may have to go back and add a little olive oil here or there if you see that the pan is sticking a little bit. So you get that going. And then you want to take a small scoop of this. And actually, you could make this batter ahead of time, put it in the refrigerator, and you could do it the next day if you wanted to. So we're going to take, a small ladleful, put it right there, and then we want to swirl it. Swirl
it just starts cooking right away.
Just starts cooking. You just swirl it around the pan until you got something that looks like a circle. And then you leave it here, and then you let it set up. So that takes, you'll know you can take it out when you can touch it on top with your finger, and it isn't, it's not loose.
Not wet.
It's not sticky. And also by looking at the color, you see what's happening there?
Oh, look at that.
As it's starting to change color, you know that it's getting a little solid there, where here it's rather wet. So you want to be careful there. And then as it cooks...
Don't walk away.
No, you can just go around the edge. It's going to come out because you're using a nonstick pan. That's why you should use a nonstick pan. And then while it's cooking, you have ready some either wax paper, and you cut several sheets like this. Out of this recipe, you're probably going to make about 8 to 12 or so. And then it's easy. Once it's ready, you just take it and flip it right out. See?
Oh.
Just like that.
Oh, so you don't have to worry about flipping it in the pan. Oh, well, that's wonderful.
No. So now I'll make one more, and then you make one, okay? So again, you're taking just about that much. Put it in the pan, work quickly, swirl, swirl, swirl.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it nice? It's a lot of wrist action. I could probably play baseball, but anyway. Okay, so, that's all there is to it. And the other wonderful thing about this is if you're thinking ahead for a party, this is a great first course.
Do I do this?
Yes.
Sorry,
You can make these, the shells, ahead of time, and you can freeze them. Freeze them unfilled, just like that. Now I'm going to let you take that one out. You see how it's starting to set up beautifully.
And when you freeze them, Marianne, do you wrap them in more wax paper, or how do you do that?
I leave them stacked between the papers just like that, and then I put them on a big sheet of aluminum foil. Wrap them up. I write on the front, Cannelloni made by Marianne. Put them in the freezer, and everything is. Then you just have to make the filling. See? Oh, you can be a little bit more aggressive than that.
I can?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, there we go.
See? Super easy. All right. Wonderful.
I don't want to hit you with my elbow.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. It's your kitchen.
There you go.
Okay,
so do you think that's enough?
I sure do.
And now just
flip. There you go. All right. We have to make about 8 more of these. So let's continue on.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Okay, and after we do this, we've got to make filling.
Here we go.
Get it in there. Okay, now pick it up, swirl, all the way around. That's it.
To the words to that, Marianne.
Okay, now you got to put it back on the flame. Here we have about 3/4 pound of veal, or you could use pork or beef if you wanted to, but veal is more traditional. And all I did was cook it in a little olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, with some fresh rosemary and garlic.
Oh, it
while
smells.
you were out in the garden.
Smells delicious.
Doesn't it smell good? And you could eat that just the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're going to give it a little salt and a little pepper. And would you mind cracking that egg into here for me?
Sure thing.
So we want an egg to help bind this all together. That's good. Add that. And then for added moisture, I like to use some prosciutto di San Daniele, which is wonderful, and it's just a wonderful flavor, raw cured ham from the Friuli, Venezia Giulia region.
So delicious.
So delicious, and you can use it in recipes. So here we're going to use it diced up. I'd say two slices, 2 thin slices, and that goes in. And then because we were with cheese all day long, I thought we'd add some of that Coussé cheese.
Oh, that's delicious.
Which is this cheese that we got, and I have it here grated up. So about 2 tablespoons.
Oh, it almost looks like the Parmesan, doesn't it? It grates up
grating
nicely.
cheese, yeah. So we put that in. And now you can start to see that this is going to be a really tasty filling. And then the last thing we want is some spinaci. You need about 1 cup. This is more than we need, but well-squeezed spinach, you can either use frozen that you've defrosted and squeezed really well, or you could buy fresh that you just steam. Don't boil it, because spinach is 99% water to begin with, so why would you want to boil it? Steaming it is better. So we add that, and that looks good, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
So Patty, I know that you have a very good wine friend here in the Piedmont, and of course Piedmont's so famous for so many wines. So I want to add a little wine to this.
We have the Patricia Bongiovanni's Dolcetto Diano d'Alba, which is just a lovely light red, beautiful wine.
All right, so just 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons?
Yeah.
Will you say when?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that good?
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Okay, hefty 2 tablespoons. So we mix that around to look at the color.
Oh my gosh, look at that's beautiful.
Beautiful. And now we have to let this kind of just meld all together. And while we do that, while that's happening, we're going to make the cream sauce, which we know is a salsa bechamel. Okay, so we're going to do that. So let's just let this sit around, and you and I, let's get the stuff out to make the sauce. Now we're going to make a roux. We're going to make a salsa bechamel. So we have to melt some butter. So we have a stick of good unsalted butter. All butter in Italy, as we know, is unsalted, right?
At home, should you still use unsalted butter?
I do for everything because it's fresher.
Okay.
And if you do use unsalted butter in your cooking, then you have to adjust the recipe for salt. So you're going to have to add more,
So you'll add a little bit more
salt. So now we make a paste with the butter. We don't want it to brown. And then when we have a paste like this, we add a little salt. So you want to put that salt in? Yeah.
All of it?
Yep, put it all in. Okay. And now we've got hot milk. So why don't you start pouring that in there?
There we go.
Slowly.
Why is it hot, Marianne?
Because you don't want to bring down the temperature of the butter in the pan. So you start with, keep going a little bit faster than that. Okay, keep going a little bit faster. And if you find that this looks lumpy to you, don't worry. It's all going to straighten out in the end.
Okay.
So just get it all on, just don't get it on me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. That was about
Okay.
4 cups
There we go.
of milk. And we're using whole milk, but you could also use low-fat milk if you wanted to.
So it doesn't matter.
Yes, and if you wanted to make it even richer, you could use light cream, but there's no need to do that.
No.
So now we just whisk until this thickens up. It's going to take, about maybe 3 or 4 minutes to do. Would you like to try?
Sure.
Keep the heat on medium so it doesn't burn, and you just keep whisking so as not to have anything sticking to the bottom of the pan. If
Okay.
you find that you feel some stickiness at the bottom of the pan, it means that the heat is up too high, so you want to lower it,
Because you don't want any little brown bits in
No.
there.
And then you can add some nutmeg to this, a little nutmeg. That's really in the northern Italian tradition. If you don't like nutmeg, you can just leave it out. So Patty, here we have the sauce, and you did a great job. See how beautiful it is? You can make this ahead, but I would suggest that you put a piece of buttered wax paper right on top of the sauce so as not to make a skin on it,
film on the
film
top.
on the top. So we are going to put a bit of this into our meat mixture. See?
And that helps to keep it all together inside of the
Yeah,
crepe.
this is going to help bind this all together. All right, so now we can mix this together. And once we've got this, why don't you brush that pan with a little olive oil? A little extra here. You need a little olive oil to do. And that looks good. And now we're ready to fill those cannelloni shells. Okay?
Oh, I smell the wine with the heat of the bechamel.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells delicious.
And so let me show you how this goes together. Are you watching this?
I am.
About a tablespoon of this mixture first, and put it down. Ooh, I hear the bells of the church.
The bells.
That's what's so beautiful about being in Italy.
I know, it's wonderful. All over.
And then you take and you roll this up, see? Just like that, and you form the cannelloni.
Beautiful.
You put it in the dish. I'll do one more and then you're gonna do the rest.
Okay.
So here are our very nice looking shells. You want about 2 hefty tablespoons of this mixture.
Oh, these are going to be delicious. I'm so excited.
This is a really wonderful first course. Filling, very first fill. It's very filling as a first course. You could probably have it as a meal if you wanted
As a
to
main.
as well. Okay.
With just a nice salad or
nice
something.
salad. Okay. And then now your oven is on at 350 degrees to bake these.
And how long do these bake?
This is going to take about 20-25 minutes. You're going to cover them first with foil. And then last 5 minutes, I would take the cover off just so you can, the cream sauce will brown a little bit
Just
over
a
the
little
top.
bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
We want to
There you go.
spread a little of this sauce. And I'm going to need one of your spreaders. You know,
One of my spreaders.
you want to really get that sauce.
You mean, oh, like the spreader we were using for the crepes?
Just take a knife or a spoon, and you just want to spread. See? Spread it evenly over. Look at how beautiful that spreads. Isn't that gorgeous? You want to really cover them so that they,
More?
they don't dry out in the oven. So wherever you see a little hole or so, you just put a little extra sauce on them. Whew. Oh gosh.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Here,
That's
put
enough.
A little bit on the corner.
Then we want a little bit of that Occelli cheese that we had today.
Grate it up.
Grate it up over the top, just like that. Let's put it all on. It's about 1/4 cup. We're going to cover this with foil. Did you put the oven on?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Let's move this out of the way. Here's our foil. Cover tightly. And if you open the oven door, I'll get this in.
Okay.
25 minutes later, you are eating like the Count.
Oh, Marianne.
beautiful. What a fantastic day we had.
Beautiful, beautiful dolcetto from Cucina Bongiovanni for you.
Patty, the view, the wine, the cheese, and the cannelloni, which are so Piemontese that we made today. Remember, elegant. We had those crepe shells that we made, the cannelloni shells, and then
Simple.
we filled it with the veal and the wine,
Beautiful.
and the egg and the cheese, rolled it up, baked it in the oven, and it's smelling beautiful.
Oh, my mouth is watering.
Wonderful first course, and I think we should eat that. So,
I think so.
thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you, Marianne, for coming.
Chin,
for
chin.
everything. Chin chin.
And until I see you nella cucina again, I'm Marianne Esposito.
And I'm Patty Bongiovanni.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Marianne shares the secrets of 3 generations of Italian cooks with Ciao Italia Family Classics. Filled with over 200 authentic recipes from Marianne, her mother, and grandmothers, this fully illustrated cookbook is available wherever books are sold and on the web. Learn more about the culture and cuisine of Italy's many regions and prepare many of their unique recipes by visiting Marianne at her website, ciaoitalia.com. Funding for Ciao Italia was made possible by
Filippo Berio knew that if he could please the world's most demanding palates, he could also win their hearts, inspiring food lovers. Filippo Berio, the first and last name in olive oil.
Behind every bite, centuries of tradition. Authentic European foods earn their marks of distinction.
What goes into King Arthur flour can't be measured in a single cup. Thousands of recipes, plus products, and other baking resources are at kingarthurflour.com.